evening. Welcome. It's wonderful to be on Gino's spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot!
I'm crazy like a fool. What about Daddy Cool? Daddy Cool. Daddy Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where Gary digs out that crap. Oh, my word. So welcome to Gino's Spot, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you also to our sponsors, Fitch and Leeds, who've been with us since the very beginning. And, of course, Spar, our main sponsor, Spar. We've been unbelievable. And of course we have Amubia, our internet service provider as well, is helping us out. And tonight, of course, we have Anriette Schoeman. We got the cyclists. So there we go. Anriette is coming on a little bit later. She's waiting backstage for us. And so if you know any cyclists, tag them. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, of course, to Keith for our punters as well, because I've got a little bit of punters in mine, you know. Keith brought some refreshments the other day. Thank you, Stan. We love it. Very nice. The cucumber, it sticks out. It comes out. It's like the aroma, the infusion of cucumber is wonderful. Wonderful, Keith. I actually love this. I do love this gin. Very, very nice. So tell us what you're drinking. Tell us, and put some questions in the comments if you want to ask anything, if you want to know anything, if you want to ask Anriette any questions as well, stick them in the comments too. And while we're here with the Fitch and Leeds, let's have a look and see what Justin has to say about Fitch and Leeds.
When the sun goes down and you need a little tipple, Fitch and Leeds have got a flavor for the people.
Hey guys, welcome back to Magical Mixologist. Today I'm going to be doing a little drink with some lime and some basil, and of course our fantastic and our newest tonic, our grapefruit tonic. Alright, let's dive right in. So we're going to take a half a shot glass of basil syrup, toss that into our glass. We're going to take the juice from half a lime. Come on. Yes, these locked on gym clothes really bug me. Whew. Sorry Mom. Not bad. Okay, so the glass is already garnished. Let's take the shot of vodka, not gin, vodka, into the glass. It's already nicely garnished, like I said, with the basil and the lime, and we're going to be taking the grapefruit tonic. Alright, then we're going to toss that straight over. And of course, the drinks are not complete. Got a stir from the magic wand. Right. Cheers. Beyond refreshing.
Fitch and Leeds have got a mixer that'll fix you on the table.
Fitch and Leeds, the bespoke mixer for the discerning individual. Anriette Schoeman, welcome to the studio,
Thanks
to
very
Gino's
much.
Spot.
Yeah, thanks.
I hope that you can all hear us. Yes, I see it's coming through nicely there now as well. You're the first cyclist we've had in here. I tried to find my cycling outfit, but I couldn't find it in time.
Yeah, please don't.
It was quite like a mankini kind of outfit.
Yeah.
I thought
It's a Borat outfit.
yeah, I don't know you well enough to have you in the studio and wear that, you know. I think the people that are watching online, they've seen me in some outfits before.
Oh, no, someone will have to pass me some bleach eye drops.
Oh my word! But Anriette, I mean, you know, there's so much that I want to know about your career and about what you do, because you've for a young lady, you've lived a long life already. You know, you've done a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I started cycling when I was 15, and obviously with COVID, I've had a really long cycling career. I'm still riding, but there's not really racing, and I'm nursing a knee injury that's been niggling for a long time. So
the old sportsman thing.
you know, now there's a river in Egypt, so when you get old, you need to address those at some point. So I'm getting it sorted out. And I want to do some running as well. I'm trying to broaden my horizon on things I do. And
like
I love trail running with friends.
We're Achilles Running Club. We run up here at the golf club, and it's marvelous. Come some good guys there. And the running is magic, and I presume that cycling is the same in that it's almost a place where you can focus and just
dimensional all the way. It's just so beautiful because all of a sudden nothing else matters, and like I said, it's one-dimensional focus, and it's almost like it clears your mind. It cleans your soul. It's just you feel free, unburdened. I mean, until you have to do intervals, obviously. But it's any sport. I think it's the same for like when I surf and I'm in the ocean and I'm part of Mother Nature, and when I'm running with friends, and for me also being with like-minded people. I just absolutely love that. Cyclists to me is everyone's like family. When I'm at the start of, say, the Cape Town Cycle Tour or the Herald Cycle Tour, and I stand there in the bunch and I'm part of a million people that loves the same things I do. I just love it. It's just, for me, it makes my world go round.
It's amazing. I mean, when you're in that zone and it's all your friends again, the people that you meet again, your connections.
It's and when you're out on the road, and I mean, like, we're obviously competitive, so we don't really get to see the enjoyment things of it. But now with the trail running and like doing mountain biking as well, I don't do it that much competitive.
You don't have to win.
I don't have to win. So when I'm standing on the start line, my main idea is to have fun. Obviously, I'm a competitive person, so I make it work. But sometimes you just want to just be there to make up the numbers, and I love it.
It's almost it's strange that you it just made me think of this thing as well, is that the music for me, when you're playing with a band and you're playing that music, you get involved in that music, you can't really listen to music without analyzing it all the time.
Yes.
Is it the same?
There's almost a science, there's a soul science to it. When you have to analyze the complexity of the harmonies and the rhythm, and all of a sudden that's all you focus on. There's nothing else in the world.
I know, but also you lose that ability to just enjoy it. To let it wash over you.
Too focused.
Because the music I find often. Often I'm listening to the bass line, I'm listening to the thing, and I presume it's the same with you for cycling. You can't, can you go for an enjoyable cycle and just forget about everything?
I mean, I must say, when I was younger, I really didn't get the enjoyment out of it because I was too focused and too competitive. But as I get older, and you actually start to appreciate your health more, and I'm actually starting to appreciate that I've been given a good enough body that I can make the most of it. It's the only free thing that you'll ever get in your life is your body. And I don't care if anyone is this size or if they scrawny and they can't pick up weights. You know what? If you enjoy your body, like, own it. Own it, and even if you come last in the race, if you love it, why not?
It's yours. That's what you gotta do. Get used to it.
I mean, it's the same with the piano tuning. We get to know all kinds of people, from people with no confidence that's starting off with lessons. Now I'm talking about adults. You know, even if you can only play Mary Had a Little Lamb on a piano and it makes sense to you and you completely focused in it, why not? It's the same with the cycling and doing anything that you love. It's like, go 100% in.
You got to, but like I say, you've almost got it, like running for you would be able to let it wash over you.
I think
because you don't have to do that. You don't have to win.
Like Saturday, I did a beer run with a friend of mine. It didn't end well, to say the least. But we had so much fun, and honestly, I can't wait for the next one. Well, obviously I got to nurse my knee a little bit for a while, and my running shoes. I'm so excited about the running stuff. My shoes are already parked with socks in them for when I can start running again, which is not anytime soon.
There we go. Ollie Stratford still keen to ride. ride an epic with you.
Okay,
Anriette.
Ollie, inbox me.
Do a message, Ollie. And you know, a lot of, I mean, there's a cycling bunch. Now, I haven't got into cycling yet. My friend of mine, he's here. I rode it with him. I rode a bit of trail with him, but that's not road riding. That's another story. I quite fancy the idea of riding the road because I rode to school and back every day of my life for 12 years.
Okay.
Okay. It was like 8Ks a day or 10Ks a day, whatever it was. So as a youngster, I was like,
Yeah.
doing it. And I quite enjoyed it. And so I think there's like the road riding, trail riding, do you do both or?
I mean, obviously with the mountain biking, I've done the epic with Joel Stransky, and
Wow.
yeah, it was kind of the deep end, but yeah, like I don't think it gets much more difficult than riding epic, but yeah, like I said, that was quite an impulsive moment to say yes,
Okay.
and then I thought he was making a joke, and then 2 weeks later, my itinerary and my kids arrives in the post, and I realized, okay, it's just for real. So yeah.
Sure. That's it when Philip is saying trail runner fan. Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, fabulous.
It's true, the trails I love. Hello, Wendy. Nice to see you as well. And Ollie, Mark Ridley's mate from school.
Oh, here we go.
We met, but you are famous. Not so. We know you now, Ollie.
Yeah.
We'll have to have Ollie on the show as well at some
Oh, for
stage.
sure. Ollie must be careful. Be careful what you wish for. I might just say yes.
She's going to say yes, and she's going to take you on that epic, bro.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's hectic stuff though, because I mean, road is obviously it's straight down the line. It's strength and sort of you got to sustain yourself. Got to keep going all the time. What's the strategy with the road riding?
I mean, with the road riding, obviously a lot of speed. Your heart rate goes up and down the whole time.
Okay, you watch it all the time. You check
Well, not really. Not when you're racing
Okay, wow.
but you do train it when you're out training. Like that's what interval training is for. You kind of mimic racing conditions, like different type of intervals and stuff. So we have quite a scientific approach to things. I have a power meter on my road bike which measures my watts and
Oh, really?
analyze it afterwards. But and then like obviously at the end you have to focus on, like with the sprints, your positioning. It's literally like tunnel vision, like you have no idea.
Do you focus on your weaknesses or your strengths, or how do
you would just wing it.
you do it?
Sometimes you don't have a plan, you just have a big pair of balls. There's no other way to say
Because
it.
competition is different from training as well.
Yeah, and also, I mean, sometimes the scenario plays out and you can't really plan for it, so you gotta improvise in the moment, like literally split-second decisions.
Wow.
So.
Well, you're obviously good at those.
I don't know. I'd say I'm pretty okay.
I'd say so.
But with the road riding, there's a lot of different aspects that you kind of have to break it down to little bricks and train all the different aspects. So, but it's fast. It's power. It's a lot of anaerobic. Where with mountain biking, it's more. I don't know any other way to say it, but it's torque riding. So it's a heavy pedal stroke.
Start.
Yeah, 4 hours at 85%. Where with the road cycling, it's 60% or 110.
Wow.
You got to make the break, and it's like that 30 seconds of going anaerobic, where you make the split or the break that goes away in the front, so that you get a better chance to win the race. And it's a lot of decision making. Yeah.
And you ride with a team, or?
I had teams in the past, but most of my cycling career I've ridden on my own.
Okay, really? So I mean, because that must be more difficult. Obviously, you got that thing, and you haven't any blood transfusions like Armstrong.
No,
eh?
no. It's like if you have to dope in South Africa to ride your bike, you must rather play chess.
Yeah, true. Because you're not good. You should be better than that before you start to dope.
Yeah, no.
So if you want to dope, wait until you're much better, and then you can start to dope. So I mean that's also you've done some international stuff though.
I've done a lot of international racing from 96 till 2017. I've been overseas every year for cycling. I've gone to 3 different Commonwealth Games: Kuala Lumpur, Delhi, and Glasgow. So 3 different ones. I've gone to the Athens Olympics as well. Wow. So I've ridden
Olympics.
Yeah.
Olympian.
Yeah,
Love
a
it.
little bit, eh?
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing.
So yeah, I've been around. So like part of cycling furniture.
While we're in that zone, come on, tell us about the Olympics, because it must have been amazing. Was that kind of
Yeah.
the biggest one? Was it the biggest race?
Because it was in Athens, I think it was extra special because
Yeah.
that's where everything started.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it's been a while ago.
Yeah.
We had to stay there for the whole month. Where
Wow.
now they've changed it, which makes sense because
Yeah.
it's better for competition. They fly you in like 4 days before, and then you immediately after the event you leave because your calendar is quite packed. But
Yes.
when I went there, went to the opening ceremony, didn't miss
Wow.
a thing.
Sure.
I mean, it's so overwhelming that when I tell people about it,
Yeah.
you kind of see this question mark on their face.
No.
And it's like, yawn. But it's so overwhelmingly big. You
Yeah.
feel like there's fish in a bowl, and it's. I still sometimes think about it, and I can't. You can't ever process.
You can't take it in at the time. I mean,
It's too big. You get like a lump in your throat, and then it stays there.
I mean, I've done some big shows and stuff, but never to that degree of an Olympics. Walking into the stadium, did you go and walk into the stadium?
I looked like someone cleaning a house. I was like the duke on the head.
Okay.
We did the proper outfit thing.
outfit.
Yeah, it was
Excellent.
lovely. Yeah. It's just-
Yes, sir.
And I mean, obviously, being with other athletes also. For me, like obviously, we are at such a back foot as South Africans going to the Olympics. It's hard because we don't get that exposure to international competition all the time. So
Yeah.
I was literally last one in when I went to the Olympics. I had to send my passport same day to Joburg to get my everything sorted because you fly on chartered flights, so it's different.
Okay.
But it's just being with the athletes and realizing it's about celebrating the human spirit. That's why I embrace like the Paralympics as well. It's just, to me, it's so beautiful. It makes me emotional when I watch the Paralympics as well because it's on another level, but it's the best of what they can offer, and it's a celebration of being alive.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
not.
it
It's
is
not
about.
almost not. It transcends the sport in a way. It's almost about world in union, like the song says. But because it's all the countries coming together, and then when it's like that, it's not really about the sports anymore.
Yeah.
It is because it's something that's a universal language.
Yeah.
Because the sport is a like music is a universal thing.
I mean, when we went to Glasgow Commonwealth Games, there was, I can't even remember, it was like this tiny little country. I think it was got like population 10.
Yeah.
The people that came to the Commonwealth Games, they traveled for 40 days on a ship. Now, I mean, like you can't even
40 days?
You can't even keep your fitness for a week. So I don't know.
You're rowing like this.
Yeah, like, okay, Captain, which direction?
What way?
I mean, that's the level of desperation people has to be part of that. And it's just, you can't explain it to people that hasn't been there if you haven't been absolutely part of it. It's like the athletes village, everything. And I can see why people are absolutely obsessed about going to the Olympics. It makes sense.
For sure. I see Justin Victor say, who's your favorite MTB rider?
Justin, you're my man.
Is he your favorite one?
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly got the hat.
He downhills like an avalanche.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
You should see
Justin
him.
Victor, I'm going to have to have a look. Have you got some videos on there, Justin?
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Mirinda Ferreira.
Oh, there we go.
So,
Hi, Mirinda.
Lovely, man.
Oh, my friend Chris.
Oh, there we go.
We went to school together.
From Northern Ireland.
Yes,
All
Northern
right.
Ireland.
All the way from Ireland.
man.
It's such an inspiration to me. Keep going strong. That's what she says.
Thank you, Chris. Really appreciate it.
Watching all the way from Northern Ireland. Actually, Northern Ireland, they always think of the IRA and stuff. It's like South Africans always the baddies. So
I know, right?
Northern Ireland's always there. It's not like that. It's not like that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh my word! But yeah, and she's like people from all over the place, and the cyclists are really like they're
community, like a family, yeah.
right.
And it's when you share something like-minded like that. I don't care how slow you ride, as long as you ride, we family. I mean, I've recently joined a group of ladies. It's very good friends of mine.
Okay.
We ride to every Sunday. to either to the wind farm. They've taken me on rides onto places I've never seen.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Elaine Smith if she's listening.
Yeah.
She's riding Trans-Elands this week, Trans-Baviaans this weekend.
That's how many k's is that?
It's 230 kilometers.
It's 230 kilometers. Nothing. It's nothing through Trans-Baviaans.
Yeah.
I've been to the Baviaans. That place is a nightmare to ride in a car. Never mind a bloody bicycle.
So but it's a hard race. We've trained together, and she's racing it, but on weekends we ride together. But I've said to other ladies as well, they must come join us because absolutely it's just about riding together with like-minded people.
It's a
Love
community.
it. Yeah, love it.
Community thing. I see this thing in your life at the moment, like you almost looking beyond as well.
There's more to life than just
cycling.
Forward.
Yes. I mean, did you make? Is it a conscious decision you kind of make, or is it just sort of like, okay, I'm just testing here and testing there?
It's a journey of self-discovery, I suppose. I think with this whole COVID thing, everyone's just kind of like rethought life.
Yes.
And I had to like reinvent myself in a way. Racing there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
I found my passion. With my piano tuning, I stalked this guy on Facebook. It's Rion Brown. He's the most amazing man. He so freely shares his knowledge, and I contacted him, and he was willing to pass on his knowledge.
Like an
to
apprentice.
Me. Yeah, and most days I spend with him. We spent this morning at NMU. We were looking at 15 pianos. It's rained pianos there. I'm in heaven when I go there. Yeah.
And you were saying, it's funny, we were talking before because when I was a student, I worked at Pop Shop. It was called Pop Shop, but it was actually Strand Music House, which it was Strand Music House / Pop Shop because it used to be a piano shop. But you must know that in the late 80s, the keyboards just took over the market.
That when everyone wanted to mimic that techno.
Exactly. Depeche Mode.
Synthesizer, Depeche Mode, even the hairstyle, everything.
Yes.
The fashion, thank goodness that didn't stick.
Why use a piano when you get exactly the same sound on the keyboard?
But I have to say, when you're in South Africa, stick with the piano because with load shedding you can't play a
exactly,
keyboard.
You can't play a keyboard.
Yeah, exactly.
Battery 9.
Yeah.
It's like but there's nothing like a beautiful piano, and I did a whole lot of shows with Ian von Memety.
Yeah.
And he loves a beautiful piano, let me tell you.
It's like art.
Yeah, but it has to be tuned.
For sure. Otherwise, it sounds like it sounds like a migraine, actually.
Yeah. Otherwise, he moans. And let me tell you, Ian von Memety can moan. Somebody tag the moaner, please. David Hazelton says, how's it? He's our counsellor from the area. So if there any pianos in council, in the chambers, let Anriette know. She'll sort them out for you, David.
Yeah, exactly.
But we were saying that this and pianos kind of they went out of fashion really, and they were a dime a dozen. Everybody was trying to sell their pianos. I remember you could just pick them up if you could go and fetch a piano, which is not easy.
Yeah.
You could have it.
Yeah, the thing is, because I'm actually into buying and selling pianos now as well. I've got we've got a couple, like I'm with Rion and that, so we refurbish pianos and then we put them back into the market. But new pianos have just become so expensive, and it's basically like buying a new car versus buying a second-hand car. But the nice thing about buying a second-hand piano, say you pay 8,000 Rand for a second-hand piano, you are guaranteed going to get 8,000. You can almost guarantee it's like you just bank your money.
Yes.
It's not like you devalue it. Obviously, you got to look after it and get it tuned every 12 to 18 months, preferably.
Yeah.
But just make sure the mechanism's okay.
Yeah.
And if 4 or 5 years down the line you move to a smaller place or you don't feel like playing piano anymore, you sell it for exactly the same price. So second-hand pianos never lose value, which people don't. They think, I'm spending 8,000 Rand on, and I'm not sure if my child's going to enjoy piano. But from my experience, my mom, like literally, I started playing piano when I was 4. Okay. But my mom kind of forced me, and I had piano as a subject at school. So for me, I was thinking, oh, what a drag, you
Yeah,
know? And I, for a long time, I didn't do anything with it. And then I just picked up the love for playing piano again, and I actually realized how much I missed it, and how it, like, you know, for especially during this COVID time, you at home most time, you just go and sit in front of the piano and just play a little tune, and I promise you, 10 minutes later you'll feel better.
Yes,
it just does something for you.
Music is like that. It does.
It's beautiful, and encourage your kids to do music at school.
Yeah,
I mean, it's now with postponed, and you know, it's so, like, everything's just such a mess at the moment.
Don't you find that like you said when you were a child, your mom said, just play piano, play tong 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 tong, and you just don't want to do that. You want to play the stuff that you enjoy. You want to do the opening chords for your favorite song. Yeah, you know,
I want to do freestyle, and now you got to sit there with your Unisa, you know, grade 3 pieces, and you got to train it. And you know, tomorrow you got to know your stuff.
Look, I mean, I played guitar, and my mom tried to teach me guitar. She forced me to go and play guitar. And I was like, no. And then when I turned 16, and I realized that the girls liked guitar players, and it was quite cool, and I could play my rock and roll AC/DC songs.
He's your daddy now.
I was sitting there like 6 hours, 7 hours a day, like just jamming, you know.
It draws a crowd, eh?
It does. and you realize how much how enjoyable it is. Like I say to the drummers, like, because I started drumming when I was young, but I always did my own thing with the drums. I'd have my headphones on, and I'd play my favorite songs. And if there's any advice that I can give for music out there, it's just play your favorite tunes. Play the stuff.
Doesn't matter what it comes out like, just play it. Doesn't matter what it sounds like in your head versus when you actually play it. It's it's in your head that counts.
Keep at it.
Keep at it, it'll get better.
It will. But okay, let's go back with your history a little bit so we can get into the thing. Were you born PE born bred, not?
No. So the first 13 years of my life, I grew up in a small little town at the other side of the rainbow called Burgersdorp.
Burgersdorp?
Yeah.
Is only two Burgersdorp here.
Yeah,
in the Kaap and in
it's like a one-horse town and the horse is dead. They roll up the tar roads after 5.
Is it in Kaap?
No, it's close to, you know, Multino, Queenstown.
Multino, is yours by
the
beskuit.
Yes.
Hulle maak die beskuit daar.
Die tannies in die
Ouma's Rasks.
That's where it comes from, actually.
Ouma's Rasks is die Multino.
But I was born in Allewal North, which is 60 kilometers from Burgersdorp, because there's no doctor at the time when my mom went into labour. So
we blast.
Lekker.
Yes, sir. It wasn't on a farm there, so.
No, well, not really. We lived quite a way outside of town, but I wouldn't really say it's a place, but lots of weeds.
Small holding kind of vibe.
Yeah, kind of.
And what did you do there? Did you just live in like a hippie commune?
Rode my bicycle, climb trees, you know, all the things
outdoor.
Kids without cell phones do.
Outdoor life.
Everything outdoor, like
really?
Until it's dark. Play tennis against the garage wall.
Yes, sir.
It's like, and when it's Wimbledon, play tennis. And school athletics, and I mean, like, our school was so small, we didn't even have a swimming pool. So it's like we were like 15 in the class kind of thing.
Wow. Okay, so small school. What is school?
Burgersdorp.
Laerskool Burgersdorp.
Good, born and bred.
Lekker man.
Karoo meisie.
Yes, sir. But no, it's Burgersdorp. I'm trying to figure out where it is. It's so Multino. Is it above Multino? Towards the Vrystaat?
It's like 5 degrees warmer than Multino, so I would say it's lower.
It's lower.
Higher, sorry. No, lower. Graphics, sorry. Okay. I didn't have that at school, so you know what I mean.
Geography. What is geography in Afrikaans? Aardrijkskunde.
Skip that one.
It wasn't,
Give me a music note and I'll know what to do.
Okay. And I mean, as a little girl, enjoyed school?
You know, it's like not like you've really got a choice, but just went through the motions. Suppose you've got to get an education.
But you did. I mean, you must have done well. If you mentioned earlier before we started the show, you said you were a bit OCD.
I'm not a straight A student, but I can figure stuff out, I suppose.
Okay. A hard worker with a thing, you can focus on something for a long time.
I'm a bit of a one-dimensional person, and the rest of the time I'm like a squirrel or a hummingbird. My attention's all over the place.
Kick a ball, whatever. Okay, so a little bit of all that. Do you think you got hyper focus? Because that's the thing. That's the thing that my wife talks about. It's like ADD with hyper focus.
I think it's a very good term. It's hyper focus. One-dimensional thing. think
Yeah.
focus is basically like
right.
hyperfocus,
Yeah,
and
it
that's
is,
the connection point with the piano tuning versus with the cycling.
You can sit.
You literally, it's like it's
Yeah.
such a tunnel that you have to focus on.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, a piano is like 3 strings that you have to make it sound exactly the same
Yes.
to make one note.
Yeah.
People think it's one note. It's 3 strings and a
Yeah.
little hammer that hits on 3 strings at the same
that.
time to make one noise.
Okay.
So you have to make those 3 strings sound exactly the same without any. You listen for the sound waves. You don't actually even listen to the note. So
it's the wobble.
it's like that wah 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 wah. and
Yeah,
it goes
the
like,
phasing.
wah, yeah, that you got to listen for that. So,
Yes. I didn't know that it was actually 3 strings. I thought
Yeah.
it was just like one or maybe 2.
most of the piano until like halfway through the last third of the piano
Oh,
is
right.
is 3 strings,
Okay.
and then it goes narrows down to 2, and then just your last 2.5 octaves are a 1 string.
Okay,
And if you break one of those, you're in trouble.
Yes, those are expensive
Then you,
strings.
you skip a note then, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
can actually jippo a note when there's 2. I mean, there's 2 and there's 1 left. The only thing is with the little dampers at the end, it's kind of hard when it's 2 strings, but 3 strings you can still kind of get away with it.
Are they done in octaves or are they done?
Well,
Are they all
the-
the same? The strings. So there's 3 strings.
It's
Or they're
it's like
exactly the same?
3 on like 3 right next to each other, and
Yeah.
then it's a little space, and 3 again, and then it's like yeah.
No, but I mean those 3 strings are for 1 note.
Yes,
So,
yes,
but now those 3 little tiny strings.
Yeah.
Those 3 strings, are they all the same note, exactly the same
Yeah,
note,
yeah.
or they're like octave?
No, they're on exactly the same
Same,
note.
okay.
So 1 hammer, because a piano, when you look inside a piano, it's got those little hammer that
Yeah,
hits
yeah,
the
yeah,
string. Now
yeah.
that 1 hammer hits 3 strings.
Okay.
But
okay.
those 3 strings have 3 different pegs as well. Now
and each
you
peg-
have
they have
hanging
to
on
be
those pegs to make
exactly
them
the
sound.
same.
Yeah, to make them sound.
Okay, I get it. I'm getting it now. I can check out the piano. I'm going to have a look at my
Watch,
piano.
check
too.
how many people's actually going to lift that,
Yeah.
lift that lid
Lift
for
it
the
up.
first time ever. And see all those dead people, all this dust in those pianos.
I'll tell you what, there's lots of history in those pianos.
Like 60 years of dust in
Yeah.
most of those pianos.
You have to wear a gas mask
Yeah.
to get in there.
I mean, like I've recently cleaned out a piano. I got like coins and like screws and what else? I mean, Rion's picked up the one lady at a Kruger Rand
Yo!
in a piano, and yeah, I wouldn't say like
Holy
a lot
crap.
of recently found necklaces, and we went to NMU recently, and there's forever pencils stuck behind underneath the keys,
Oh, really?
and then the notes get stuck, and then you have to take them out as
pencils.
well. Yeah. Yeah, that's like.
Because people put their pencils in there, I
It's like,
suppose.
what do you do next to this piano? You're supposed to play it.
But that's fantastic. So look in your pianos, people, because there might be some valuable stuff in there.
Yeah, if you bought it new, then probably not. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, there's been some surprises in there.
Well, I must have a look at mine, because mine's
never know.
over 100 years old, I'm
Oh
sure.
wow!
Yeah, it doesn't sound too great. There's some of the keys, I think there's only 1 string there left.
No.
I don't know.
Get it tuned.
Yeah, we'll have a look on it. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Okay, so Burgersdorp, Laerskool Burgersdorp, and then when did you and what did your folks do? I mean, were they?
My dad had a printing business in Burgersdorp, and then he got a job opportunity in Port Elizabeth. So I up till like I was still went to school when it was standard. So I'm that old.
Yes.
So when I was in standard 6, I went to Hanklip High School in Queenstown. I was in boarding school for a year.
Hanklip.
Hanklip,
Maar
yeah.
jy was 'n Afrikaanse meisie
Ja,
dan?
lekker.
Yes, so.
Until
Jy
you go to
praat-
varsity and you have to learn
Ja,
English
ja,
coming
ja.
from a plattelandse
Daar
dorpie.
sê iemand.
And you have to translate everything with
it. Jy praat
it.
so lekker Engels. Ek
I've
sou
practiced a
nooit
bit over the
gesê.
years.
Jy weet.
Yeah, so my dad moved to PE when I started standard 7. We moved to PE,
Okay.
and I finished my school career in
At Hanklip.
No, at DF Malherbe.
Oh, I did
cool,
Malherbe.
yes, really cool school.
I grew up just around the corner.
Yeah, no, I just loved it. It's like honestly, I have awesome teachers.
Good school.
My favorite was my biology teacher, Mr. Foster.
Oh, Mr. Foster.
And Chris he was in my class.
Chris, there was Chris Butter.
Yeah, there we go, Elaine.
Yes, Elaine as well.
Lucky
Motivation
Elaine.
and support. Was Elaine also at school with you?
No, Elaine is the lady riding the Transpobians this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh, best. fall
woman.
off? Because how many times do you fall off in a race like that?
No. That's like straightforward, but it's an all day thing. So it's
No,
like
but I've driven through some of those rivers there. They're like
it's not so bad.
curves up and down and
No, as
stuff.
long as your head's above the water, all good.
Yes. Yeah, I see. So Chris Bote is with you there from Northern Ireland.
Chris was with me in school.
Oh, you were with her then
Yes.
at DF Malerba.
Yeah.
Lovely Irish school it was. It was actually next to Marist Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that was Walmer Park by the time you got there. With the Walmer Park is next door to DF.
Yeah. I think I matriculated in 95 or something.
Okay, no,
so long ago, I can't even remember being that young.
I think it was 1991. I think that Marist Brothers was demolished. I can't remember. Somebody will have to remember. But it was.
That's when I moved to PE. So.
Yeah, it was right next to DF Malerba with Marist Brothers. It was more Irish. I don't know. More Catholic anyway. But so then your folks, your dad moved here, job opportunity, finished off at DF, and then
after school I went to varsity and didn't know what to study.
Okay. Were you still cycling?
I started cycling when I was 15, so I really loved cycling. Okay. I mean, like I still do, but it was like this. Oh, I only want to ride my bike. Stop tennis at school. Hate netball.
Oh.
I mean, DF Malerba was so amazing that they actually let me go home 30 minutes earlier. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, but
I'm sure.
They helped me, and I mean, like, I was allowed to train extra in the afternoons, because that's the only time I had to train is in the afternoons.
Okay.
And I mean, they were so kind as to help me it was that's where everything started. So it's
Well, look, schools now. I mean, then it was
netball, rugby,
much,
cricket, tennis is your basic sports. But they actually, I mean, like when I was a matric, I got a merit award for cycling.
People look at schools love that.
Yeah, I
mean, if you look at schools these days, it seems to be all about the sport. And I don't know, COVID it may change it. I don't know, but up until now, the schools, when you go to the open days for your kids, I mean, eventually one day if you have children, one day, young lady.
I wonder which primary school I send my dog to.
Yes, exactly. Cheryl Reynolds giving us hearts here as well. Cheryl was on Tuesday night. She's wonderful. Love Cheryl. We had a fantastic show on Tuesday. It was lovely. So much love. There's lots of love there around for that lady, let me tell you.
There you go.
But I mean that's that whole sports focus. I mean, I look at schools like Grey and Pearson and VP. The schools are focusing on the sport. They want those sports people there. So you were probably a cherry on the top for them.
And what's nice about doing sport, and I know it's difficult for the kids, and I feel so sorry for them, because not everyone is academically strong. Yeah. And I mean, look at the guys playing the SA rugby team. You can make it that far, but you can even use, like, I got a semi-bursary at varsity because of my cycling. So you, even if cycling's not the direction you're going, always you can use it as a key to something else. Yes. It's a good lifestyle to promote. It's so awesome. I would recommend cycling to anyone, and it's a family sport with the mountain biking events especially. I mean, I know the mountain bike is a little bit more safe than the road cycling. I mean,
is it? I would have thought the other way around.
Well, the training, I think, I would say, is a little bit safer. People don't always feel safe on the roads. It's sometimes the traffic gets a bit hectic, and if you don't have self-confidence, I can understand why people say they don't really feel comfortable on the road. It's a bit of a buzzkill when you're stressed out and there's a truck coming past you, So, I mean, you go to a place like Norm Hadlam, have a joy with your family. You can take your kids like that size, little pint-sized kiddies. There's tracks for everyone.
Norm Hadlam's lovely little place.
You can trail run there. You can. It's lovely.
It's just a little nature area where you can go and run and exercise and get out in the open. It's if you guys haven't been there, Norm Hadlam it's out the Krokama Road, and then just. I think before you get to the Touch Farm, what was that place called again?
Homely Farm.
Yeah, Homely Farm. Before you get to Homely Farm, it's on the right-hand side as you go.
I've ridden past there a million times.
You got
No,
it.
but no.
So I mean, that's one of your cycling
Yeah. No,
things.
I mean,
Out to Maitland's and that.
yeah,
suppose,
I
as well.
mean, I've over the years I train by myself a lot, which is not ideal. But yeah, when you have to do certain workouts, it's preferably that you do it by yourself because you got to push at your own boundaries. You got to exceed your own boundaries. So like if you train with a bunch, you can either ride too hard or too easy or whatever. So but I've kind of over the years I've developed a sixth sense, and I mean I can ride through traffic blindfolded. I've done it for so long. So but yeah, like I said, the mountain biking, what's nice about it is like even if there's a car coming or you don't feel comfortable, you can just go off the road. And like there by Krachakama, there's like that little single track next to the road. I mean, I always ride there and I feel like I'm right in the bush there. I won't on my own go into the bush, but like riding in little groups. We go like ride gravel roads towards Wind Farm on like say a Sunday morning with my little ladies group. I absolutely love it.
But I mean, I've just noticed such a Candice Everett saying I've got into cycling. You got into cycling because of you.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, she is. Isn't she so humble as well? Oh, just the Olympics.
No, Candice keeps me humble.
The Olympics. Who keeps you humble?
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Your folks. You said it's shame you lost your folks not too long ago. That's hectic as well. It's also
it's I suppose it's part of life, but it's I mean my mom was my number one fan, I think. She had like posters and stuff up.
It keeps all your newspaper cuttings. Here, and then once they've passed on, what do you do with them? You get these boxes of crap that you're going to kind of...
I don't want to post them myself, Mom. Thanks.
I found the same with my mother as well.
You know all about it, eh?
Northumberland opposite Krokakama Game Park. That's right.
Oh,
Wendy.
there we go. Thanks, Wendy.
That's the one.
That's
the one. We can rely on Wendy to give us the correct information.
GPS. There we go. Codes.
But you know your mom and your dad. I mean, I lost my dad early. But your folks are always your biggest fans. Eh? And
I'm telling you, my mom, but my dad's very laid back, so he doesn't care if I come last. But my mom's like, I would ride a race. My mom would phone afterwards, and I wouldn't have a good race and say. I'd come like second or third. I'd had a bad weekend. My mom would ask me, "What's wrong with you?" Okay, Mom. Thanks for keeping the standard high. So I guess I got my competitive spirit from her.
I think that's exactly where it comes from. It's amazing how the genes come through. And but like you said, boxes and boxes of posters and newspaper clippings and crap that now that what you have to do with deal with
I don't keep any of that. I'm sorry. I've got it all in my head.
Give it to family or somebody else to keep.
I've only got my two sisters, so it's the only family I've got left. And
the sisters are not going to care. They're like,
no, my older sister lives in Joburg, so she's like when we in the supermarket, even if a person doesn't even care about sport at all.
My sister
won the August.
Won the August
and
6 times.
And then I just want to cringe into the cabbage or the cauliflower aisle and like hide somewhere between the milk and the yogurts, So
no, you must own it. It's fine. People love it. People they enjoy it. Okay, so cycling then when you were at varsity as well, because you had the bursary, there's a bit of inspiration to try and get it going.
So I started studying HMS because I was like, what the hell do you study after school? I have
Human
no
movement
idea.
science.
So I was like, I'm into sport, so maybe that's the most logic thing. And then like you have to swim and you have to do this and that, and then with the training and that and all the traveling in between, I hardly ever had time to attend class, so it kind of went pear-shaped. And then when you have to do like swimming practicals and you're so tired from your training and you're like half drowning and you're like swimming, butterflying, you think, oh, my elbows are so sore, and you're almost leopard crawling on the bottom because you can't swim butterfly. And then my European program just took over. And just like across and come back.
What did that sort of consist of? Where did you go and ride?
All over. I've literally seen every country in Europe.
You haven't done like a what do you call it? The Tour de France?
I've
or one of
done
those?
like the women's version of the Tour de France back in the
Wow.
day. It's like a 10-day tour in France.
Yo.
But yeah, I mean things have changed a little bit, so it's a bit more women's cycling orientated now.
Okay.
And they cater more for women's cycling than when I was cycling overseas. But yeah, I've raced in Australia, I've raced in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
China.
Yeah, everything.
insane.
I mean, like Commonwealth Games was in Malaysia as well,
Yeah,
India.
it's amazing. Gee whiz.
So yeah, it was all over the place. Yeah, Australia, New Zealand.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, how much time
So
have you
it's
got?
so it's really taking you all over the world.
Yeah, so my passport was full at some point.
Yeah.
I love traveling, so I mean, and also living in Europe and you know, experiencing the culture and.
Which countries did you stay in for a long period?
I stayed in Belgium quite often.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got really good
Flemish.
Yeah, kombuis.
Kombuis Afrikaans.
Kombuis Duits.
Duits, yeah.
But yeah, I spent like 2 months, 3 months traveling Italy and France as well. We did some touring in Germany.
Okay.
I've lived in Switzerland a little bit as well. Yeah, and that's
Wow,
basically.
I mean, that's because it's different culture, different vibe. If found any places that you could move to and think,
yeah. I mean, it's hard when you're on your own, but also like I traveled a lot with the national team, so it made
You
it
had a team
easier.
with you.
That with the national team, it makes it a hell of a lot easier because you obviously have that language barrier. Because you don't stay there that long that you like learn the language, but you can kind of get by with a Flemish a little bit. Yeah, you know when people are talking about you, the Nederlanders.
No, that's because I mean, I always often wonder, you know, it's, a lot of people immigrating, a lot of people. There's Kelly Harris saying total legend.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly.
No, she dragged me into the beer run on Saturday.
Oh, really, Kelly Harris? Your secret's out, Kelly Harris. Now look, she can't even have any
One of my
alcohol
best
in her
friends.
drink tonight because she's got to go and she's got to get rid of some of the beer that you guys had.
Yeah, no, it was a jewel there, sure. Yeah.
But that, I love the fact that the beer run, we have a beer run once a year as well, and it's fantastic fun. I mean, it's just you're not even thinking about the run. You're just having a joy and chatting.
When your beer run starts with the tequila, you know it's going to go pear-shaped. Well, I went big.
That's good. Oh, it's lekker.
Yeah.
It's lekker, but because you also got to relax as well at times.
No, there's no running there.
Yeah,
I only realized halfway through, oh shoot, I'm actually doing a run. Let me start my Garmin. It was that.
I got a Garmin just recently as well.
There you
actually.
go. You know how to operate
And
it.
it's fantastic. I've actually got a Mondrian. I didn't even have a look. It's the Mondrian thing. I don't think you can see it from there. It's the artist Pete Mondrian was the guy who did like the city golf stuff. The
Yes,
red, yellow,
yes.
blue.
Yeah.
Thing. You check. It's got like a red, yellow, blue thing.
Look at us.
And I
So
love
what rhythm do you pick up your drum playing? Or
No,
what?
it's 80s. It's 80s.
Yeah.
That's 80s, the Mondrian one. So it makes
there
me
you go.
reminds me of it. Yeah.
Oh, it looks pretty cool. I
Yeah,
must
it's
say.
pretty cool, and I love watching because do you analyze your stuff when you race as well? You check
I
all
do,
the stuff.
yes. Sometimes it's not pleasant because you realize, oh, sure,
Yeah.
I was like this far to dying. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's quite interesting to actually realize where your body can take you. So,
Yeah.
when you think I'm bombing out, you're actually only 60% there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can watch it. You got your heart rate up.
Because you don't flatline. It's cool.
I'm just going to check if my heart's going because now at 51, I'm just going to watch my heart rate.
she's
But you realize that even a couple of years, your body starts to tell you, no, listen.
Oh, no, I'm there. So, slow down, woman.
Yeah. Oh my word. So okay. So and then cycling, obviously is you've got. I mean, pretty much the pinnacle in South Africa. I mean, you've done amazingly well. If you look at it, so the August was 6 times. Is that right?
I won it 7 times.
7 times.
Yeah.
7. Oh, I got my numbers wrong. 7 times.
Yeah, potato.
Won the August, and then there's the local one is the Herald,
The Herald
Cycle Tour
Yeah,
as
I
well.
love that race. Honestly, it's just it's so nice to do it like with my local peeps and standing there and like, how's it, Gary? How's it? You know, and I was loving it. Yeah,
It's your peeps are there.
yeah, and it's like, you know, all the races, you know, oh, I got like 5 minutes of suffering and then it's all good, you know. So you know exactly where you're gonna suffer. So it's all good.
You know those sort of routes that you do, and you know where you can push and where you can't.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Relax,
Yeah.
And you think to yourself, okay, well, I can go flat out down the back, and then you think, yes, this is hard going flat out here.
And on Saturday when you pray to the Lord Jesus, you just ask him, please don't let it be east wind. Yeah, because then you're heading home in a headwind.
East is not good. It's not good for surfing either. The east is always
I know.
always onshore. Onshore is never good.
Yeah, no.
So you need a westerly.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah. I haven't surfed for a while, so.
Oh yeah, I haven't either. But we had a surfing show a little while ago as well. Dennis Ellis, our board shaper. And Mervyn Goddard we had on.
That's
and the
an
guys,
art in its own way.
He's done amazingly. So well. Somebody tag Dennis because we need to actually have a catch up with him and see what he's been doing. He's such an amazing guy as well, and he's been shaping for years.
Those oaks are just like so chill,
all
of them.
but it's, as I say, it's a community like the cyclists.
Yeah, and it's like-minded people, you know. Everyone that serves has an appreciation for little things and sunrises and sunsets. Like if you have an appreciation for nature and being one with the ocean, and it's so beautiful. Love it.
And but do you find now that your cycling network, I mean, you've got to use that cycling network as you get older as well, because those guys are still going to be your mates. They're still going to cycle,
sure.
and they're in businesses. These guys and ladies that you cycle with, they're in businesses. You can get yourself into something that, I mean, they know what you're good at.
Yeah. Well, one-dimensional. If load shedding happens and you have a pedal motion to make electricity, I'm there for you. You know, I'm fit enough.
Duracell bunny.
Yes, there we go.
No, but I mean, it's totally that people see stuff in you that you perhaps don't see. You know,
I suppose, yeah.
You're personable. You're friendly. You've always been. The first time I met you, you don't even remember because it was. I did a poster where I was holding a toaster in a bath.
Oh boy, I can't. I don't remember it for good reason. That can't end well. A toast in a bath.
Yeah, a toaster. I just done my toast show or something,
okay, there we go.
And we did, and I can't remember. It was Ian Fairley that did the photos. I remember Ian Fairley doing the photos, and I can't remember who it was for. It was, but it was like a calendar. I was like, whoa, I'm Mr. August or whatever it was, and you were there, and you were so friendly when I spoke to you. I'll never forget that. And so the fact that you're personable, friendly, and down to earth, it works, you know. And
thank you.
But you gain respect.
Put that in my cap.
Yes, you know. But you gain respect from people because they know what you can do. They know they put you on a bicycle in front of a national bunch of cyclists, and you're going to kick their ass.
Well, get a bunch of 100 men chasing me, and I'll know what to do. So if my job includes that. Yeah, I know how to do that.
and of course, I mean, with this thing, also relationships and things. You know, you've got a lot of friends, but if you're cycling all the time and you're overseas, you haven't got time for boyfriends and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to like form a relationship and settle down. I mean, like I've never settled down. I've lived all over the place as well. So, but I mean, like I've got my dog. I'm happy. I've got the most amazing friends. So my life is really enjoyable at the moment.
Your friends are important. Your friends and your family. Your sisters.
Yes, my sisters are my everything. I've got my 2 sisters. We're really close, and I mean, I've got other family as well. Unfortunately, I don't know them too well, which I'm regretting because we didn't grow up close with family, which. I do have regrets in that sense, and I have a lovely family, but I only know my 2 sisters really well. We know each other inside out. My middle sister is crap crazy, Martinette. She lives in Dubai.
Someone tag her. Tag Martinette, please.
She literally lost her life last year.
Really?
No, 2000. Yeah, desert.
Woo! Oh, like
And-
Perry Dakar.
Yeah, and she had a crash and
Yeah.
she bled out and she lost a kidney, so it was really bad. And I mean, that was after my mom and my dad, so it was a big shock.
Yeah.
And I couldn't travel at the
Because
time.
your mom was 2017 and your dad was 2019.
and then last year I got that news, bad news. I only found out two days after she was in a coma that she's been in an accident.
Oh,
I found out via a prayer group. It was a big shocker.
Yeah,
So I lost 10 years of my life.
yeah, I'm sure.
But
It's
she's a wild one. Like
Okay.
she's at the moment nursing a dislocated shoulder, which I said to him, Anriette, you stop it, man. He's like, stop it. And she's cut her lip after her incident.
Are you youngest, oldest?
I'm youngest. Yeah.
You're youngest.
Youngest
Okay,
of the
so
three.
she's older than you. You know, Martinette, there comes a time. Comes a time, you know. There we go. Ryan McGeegan saying the best coffee guy, the best cyclist it'd be has to
Yeah.
offer walk. Has to offer walk into a room together.
Okay.
I don't know what it means, Ryan, but I'm thinking
Is that code for something?
it's go. No, he's just had a few dops. It's fine.
It's a priest and
I see. Oh, yeah, the best coffee. Oh, it's like
Okay.
it's like
Oh,
the joke.
there we
and
go.
he says, "What's with a long face?" Kind of. Yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah.
Oh, there we go, Ryan. Sorry, I'm a bit
I don't
slow
think-
tonight.
You'll have
Calm
to
down.
give us the punchline, Ryan.
Uh-oh.
Ryan is a coffee roaster, and he actually does my coffees for me. I do.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's my side hustle as well.
Coffee,
my
that's
coffee
one of
that I've
my
started.
favorite things in this world. Oh man, life's
I'll
too
have
short
to-
for bad coffee.
You know, so I mean, family is for me as well is your most important. Your family, and
Oh,
your friends,
sure.
and your connections.
Yeah.
It's what life's about.
I know,
What is
right?
life?
I
if
know,
it's not
right?
that.
I got crazy friends. I got amazing friends. I mean, it's
Oh,
like,
that's great.
yeah, and it's you know, it's my friends they don't care about cycling at all. Like some of my friends don't ride bike at all.
Okay,
and
okay,
it's
okay.
the most refreshing thing.
Yes.
And my older sister, even though she's really proud and she brags, and I want to like disappear into the yogurt at the supermarket.
Into the couscous when you're with her.
Yeah, like is there not a space in between the rice that I can hide? She doesn't care if I can last, you know. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that hug when you've had a bad day, and
Okay,
it's like she's like really
that-
motherly. You
Okay,
know?
oh, I
she's
love
like
that.
my best friend. She's amazing.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
yeah. And I like my other sister in Dubai is. She's always got the best view on things, and like when things are really tough, it's like that's the first person I want to chat to, you
Okay.
know. So yeah,
She can
amazing.
get out of the cloud and
Very, like-
focus and say, listen, this is what you have to do.
rational
Yeah.
advice until she
Yeah.
has to actually
really?
apply it on herself.
Oh, right, she doesn't do it for herself.
Yeah.
She's really good with
Yeah, don't-
advice.
yeah.
I love that. And you know, it's so important to have that in your life, that people that you can go to, that you can just speak about anything as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, like all my friends are like that. I don't have a big circle of friends,
Yeah.
but whoever is close to me, like they know all my ins and outs, they know all my flaws, and
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. It's like they mean everything to me.
That's good. It's a good basis to base your life on. I tell you what, it's just those relationships and relationships. Like I said, like you're saying, you're looking at the piano tuning now as well as something that you really love and a passion of yours. And are there any other passions that you have? Like anything else that you got involved in?
Does enjoy food count as a
Food.
passion?
You always got to be guarded with your food. I'm sure it's like what do I eat? And what?
I mean, it sounds really weird, but I'm not really into healthy eating as such.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this because
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
promoting anything really healthy here, but
Yeah.
I really enjoy chocolate, and like I used to be a bit more pedantic about what I eat, but I really do have a sweet tooth, and I eat anything. So I'm lucky in that sense, because like obviously if I have a slab of chocolate, then I'll just go write it off tomorrow,
Yes,
kind of thing.
that's the thing
always
that you can do.
That's always the logic behind it. But you don't always get to ride tomorrow. So
I always think I'll eat something really crap and then you go and run it off the next day and then you think to yourself, okay, how much?
And then
of
it's
that
raining the next day.
how much was really really crap that's going to my arteries and making them like go smaller like that?
No, my argument's your body only absorbs so many calories at a time, so I'm winging it. I'm eating this chocolate.
Are you a Tim Noakes fan? What?
I don't really follow his philosophies. I've never been a believer in cutting carbs out. I mean, even when I've been really lean, I would normally rather eat lean and eat the right carbs. I think everyone's body is different, but every person has got food that works for them and food that doesn't. Like for me, for instance, I know for a fact that my body doesn't really enjoy, I get like a water retention when I eat too much potatoes, but it doesn't stop me from eating
potatoes, chips and stuff.
Yes, but it doesnesn't stop me from eating them.
Of course,
but I know afterwards you're not going to feel 100%, or like pasta is also
do you get a pasta headache? I get a pasta headache.
I feel like a little Michelin man, but maybe you're gluten intolerant. You're one of those people who should avoid that altogether.
I love pasta,
cauliflower pizza for you.
I forgot, I'm Italian, for goodness sakes.
I
love pasta. I eat like a whole 3 bowls of pasta and then I get like a pasta headache.
The carbonara and
I gotta have some. I feel like some now.
Homemade is nothing as nice as homemade pasta.
We make as well. We make it.
Yeah.
We make it ourselves, so we got the
lasagna.
whole...
Oh, stop it.
All right, I think it's just about time for getting to know you, the getting to know you side here. Let's have a look at the getting to know.
Get to know you, get to know all about you.
All right, the getting to know you questions. What's your current obsession?
I would say pianos.
I
can't walk past one and not
really
play a tune or something.
I love that. You know, you're like in the early stages of music appreciation.
I know.
Vibes.
Well, I've always been there, but it's just now it's just like I can't help myself.
You know, the old piano. I love it.
Yeah.
Do you like old guitars as well?
I don't have. I bought a guitar once, and because I'm left-handed.
Electric or acoustic?
No, just normal acoustic. I and then I was like, okay, now I have to swap the strings around, and I sold it.
No, you can learn to play. You can learn to play left-handed.
It's like with a piano, you just like push the notes.
I've got a lot of left-handed friends that have learned to play right-handed.
It's like my brain's just tired sometimes, and you don't want to. I mean, I had to learn to knit right-handed in primary school. My mom knitted my teddy bear, and that's where it ended. So, like, end of story. That's where I decided, no, I'm not doing the left-handed guitar thing.
Brent Kozak is one of the guys that I know that learned to play right-handed, but he was a left-hander, and he.
Your co-authors go. It's like it's like that one where you got to make a circle. What's that thing where it's like that? It's like just this. Not. No, it's like that.
Drums.
But now try and do it the other way around.
No, it's a bugger up. Oh, no. So I know Brent does. But he holds those chords, man. Sure, he pulls on it when he bends a note. Why he can bend it easily?
Like that,
grabs that thing. Okay, your favorite place to visit in the world?
Wherever my friends are or my family.
I love that.
No, so honestly.
So you're not planning on immigrating or going out there?
No, love where I live. I love PE. I love this place. It's homey. There's beautiful people here, like honestly, and there's magical places here. I still discover places that I've lived here for most of my life, and it's just so beautiful.
It is. There's so much potential, I think. All right, so the one thing that you can never live without?
I think my dog.
Your dog.
When I go on trips, I miss him. I'm that clingy.
You know, you've got an unfair disadvantage with the dog because they have spent thousands of years evolving into something that you are going to love.
I tell you, my dog's mastered it, eh?
Yeah.
He's got me like, I don't know. He looks like you can stick a broomstick up his bum, you can wipe it for him.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's a little bit of everything. I think he's got a bit of Yorkie in him.
Okay.
But he's a rescue, so.
Oh, lovely.
A little bit damaged, but aren't they all?
Okay. Yes. I'll tell you a story about that. Now, Sean says you must come and see him at Norma Hudlin on the weekend.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
I'm on crutches, Sean, so I'll have to rain check on Saturday, but I'll definitely come sometime soon.
The following week, she'll be there on her crutches because you've got to get up quite early after an op. Yeah, she's having an op on her knee tomorrow.
Yeah.
So getting rid of some of, I don't know, the bionic stuff that's in it.
The old age.
Throw van staal.
Scraping out the old age.
Scraping a bit of old age out, yeah. So Sean's waiting for you at Norm Handlin.
Okay, Sean, we've got a date.
You got a barista course on going on there for sure, and he's one of the best. He trains all the guys that come hop in. Sean actually trains all the guys at Mug and Bean and. Any place around the Eastern Cape here, you go in there and you say,
coffee,
who trained you? No, Sean.
Sean did.
Of
course, Sean
He's
did.
the man.
Sean's the man.
He's travelled all over. All right, so something that you own that you truly cherish, that you love.
That's hard. I have a lot of stuff. I mean, as an athlete, obviously you sponsored and you get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But I love my iPad. I really do. It's
Isn't
my
there like an
travel bag.
old thing that you love? Like you love pianos. There must be I'm thinking like you're a piano tuner and I can see your passion for pianos.
Well,
okay, so is there that would relate to like anything?
Well, the guy that's teaching me to tune pianos, Rion, has given me some old piano tuning tools out of his workshop. And he's given me a tuning hammer as well, which I'm really attached to. And I lend it to him, but I need to get it back. But I'm really attached to it. So, Rion, if you're listening, I want my hammer back.
She wants the hammer back. She will hammer terugkry, hoor jy?
Yeah, it's a thing that you like tune your pianos with. So
Classic.
it's quite a nice one.
Oh man, I see Sean saying Red Band. It's a Red Band Barista Academy. Yeah, that's
Okay.
what he does. Yes,
I'm on it.
He's a Red Band Barista Academy. And he trains also all the
Sweetest.
baristas that are coming through to go and work in all these
I'll
shops.
stand
and
on a
places.
little step ladder and then I'll work
Yeah,
those
no,
machines.
I love it. Eh?
Short person problems.
You got to get the milk just right. It's got to
And
be.
that art that they do with the cappuccinos.
No, we can gooi.
Hey.
Sean is a master of that stuff.
Wow,
He's so good.
Sean,
He's so good.
Yeah, I need to witness that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, your the biggest surprise that you ever had. Can you think of one?
I got a bike for free.
Woo!
So
Those bikes are expensive.
my manager went to Cape Town to fetch a bike for me. My very first bike. Because my parents were very poor, unfortunately, and we didn't have money, so my parents couldn't help with buying a bicycle and that. And then my manager Alex Cooper, he organized sponsors behind my back without me knowing it. And then the one day I got home and there was this beautiful racing bicycle standing there. He organized. Yeah, I think it must be the biggest thing that
It's like
someone's
a
ever
Christmas
given.
present, like times 20.
I know, right?
I don't know if any of you.
25 years later.
Yeah, you still remember it,
Yeah.
eh? Isn't
And
it
I'm still
amazing?
doing it, so I loved it that much. Yeah.
I mean, that's a childlike excitement
I'd
about
say it's
something
like a
that.
kid in a toy shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I mean, like I can still remember that exact feeling.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
I love it.
It's pretty amazing.
And so deserving of it. I think so. I absolutely think so. What's your weirdest habit?
Oh wow, I have so many. Okay, no. I like walking around in my pajamas mostly.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, but that's not that weird. I mean, a lot of people enjoy pajamas.
Jammies,
so.
especially now during lockdown. I think a lot of
Yeah,
people
no,
are in their jammies most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of them I won't really say. But
Okay, all right.
Yeah, got some weird habits, but
Don't feel comfortable with those. Like, it's beyond pajamas. Let's put it that way.
What's the age restriction of the audience?
Yeah. Oh, classic. A famous person that you admire.
Sure. Hey, I mean.
Or maybe even a mentor, actually.
I must say, like recently, I've watched the program on Penny Haynes the other evening on I think it was Cake Nets or something.
Yeah.
And I never realized she was such an incredible person. And I was just like, you know what, I want to be like Penny one day. She's the most humble person.
Well, you've already been to the Olympics.
But no, she's owned the Olympics. There's a difference between going there and owning the place, you know.
How did you do
Eating
it
in
at
a
the
restaurant and owning it is kind of not the same.
I get it.
But she's the most humble person, and her outlook on life and adversity she has to face. And I mean, people like her, it's like literally you clone yourself, but it's just on a whole nother level. So it was amazing to watch, to see how similar her situation is to what I've experienced during my cycling career. Like, you don't always feel like doing things.
Yes.
And at some point every sports person hate doing what they do. Like, I hated cycling at some point because you have to do it. Like, it's a difference between being a weekend warrior and doing it for a paycheck, you know? And the pressures and like there's always extra stuff and like with her it's just on another level. So but the way she handled it and how she's embracing life, and you know, you look forward to retirement. They say you can never get enough of a good thing, but there's always I mean, you even get tired of living. Like my great grandmother, she's like, no, God forgot her on earth. It's like there's a time and place for everything, and the way she's handling life, you know, she's still that big she's still Penny Haynes. It's amazing to see.
It's I mean, I can imagine that you would see, I mean, and anybody can, I suppose, put it into their lives, that there are times that you just hate what you're doing, and you're just like, oh man, if I have to get up tomorrow morning, can't I just have a year off?
I know, and things just don't, I mean, like, you get to phases where things just don't go your way, and it just doesn't work out, and you're frustrated, and the form's just not coming, and there's a lot of little things that you've got to deal with. And as an athlete, unfortunately, your personal life always obviously has to be in order, and you have to focus on, it's almost like a one-dimensional selfish outlook on life. And in a way that I'm relieved that I'm past that, because it's like you really have to focus on yourself a lot, and people translate that into being selfish. It's like, no, I can't go out on Friday nights, I gotta train on Saturday morning, and you know, people don't understand it, but there is no other way. I mean, like when I went to the Olympics, I went to a talk of Ben Johnson, that athlete, the sprinter, and he said he's loneliest in his life when he was at his top level, because it's like you got to spend so much time focusing alone in your hotel room, waiting for races, focusing, and you lose a lot of friends. You know, people only ask you so many times, hey, let's go out for a beer, and then they're like, oh, okay, and I was just gonna say no anyways. But that's why she's at as well. She's
Ben Johnson life. I mean, he had to go out and face Carl Lewis all the time at that time. There we go. Anriette is the famous person I admire. My eldest son actually did a presentation at school on your journey. Shame. Chris.
Sure. Thank you, Chris.
That's classic. What a lovely legend.
Oh man. Thanks, Mark Jacoby.
Here we go.
Aston Simpson. Oh, thanks, Aston.
Aston Sampson. She's
awesome.
Her mom's with her St. Francis people, guys. I love that.
There you go, all the way.
Aston.
Out of towners. Passport.
But I mean, you really have got a different. I think you clearly have got a good view on the whole, a wholesome view on this whole thing. I can see. I mean, talking to you now, I can see that you've definitely got a you've stepped back and had a look at this whole thing.
I had to take a step back and review my life, because it's a general thing in sport. A lot of sports people suffer with depression, because it is a bit of it's a chemical imbalance, and people that do sport at our level, I mean, my whole life I've been wired a certain way. It's either it's adrenaline or like that rush the whole time, and when you win it's like whoa, and when you lose it's like you're distraught. So, and then after sport it's like, okay, what now? So I really had to sit down. I've been in the deep end. I've really struggled to
with depression as well.
I've struggled a little bit of depression, I think, and admitting to it and having people that support you helps you a hell of a lot. And I've just realized, you know, I'm surrounded by supportive people and the most amazing people, and I was lucky enough and fortunate enough to find a passion twice in my life, and I'm embracing it. And I'm in the best place I've ever been.
Because a couple of the guests that have been here, Sue Rhodes, saying what a delightful person you are.
Oh, thank you, Sue.
And you are. It's amazing. I'm really enjoying it because
thanks, man.
like you're saying about the depression, because a lot of my guests have actually had that depression, and particularly the entertainers, Ian von Mem, professors as well. Yeah. He's got us like it's almost like an open up, like help me out. Listen, you've got to step back and try and see it.
I mean, I'm not even shy to say it because I know there's a lot of people out there. At some point, everyone is a little bit down, but a lot of people out there. It's like, being depressed is not an illness. It's like people try to hide it, and I think if a lot more people actually spoke out about it and wasn't frowned upon, a lot more people would be okay. Yeah, and especially with this COVID setup.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
oh man, it's just
2 years now, and there's so many people out there. I spoke to somebody the other day, who I would never have thought he would be. And he said to me, listen, I was in a hole, I was in a hole, and I thought to myself, I didn't even realize, I didn't even see that. It's almost
what you don't want to hear is when I was in a hole, but we didn't know, why didn't you tell us? I know at the end of the day, it's a conscious decision that you have to take for yourself, but you know what, it's like my sister said to me, and I openly chat to her about when they understand me, and she always says to me, someone who wants to commit suicide hasn't contemplated all the options. Yeah. So it's just another way to look at things, and there's always something to live for.
Of course.
Always, and it's just. Life does make sense, and when you live so one-dimensional like sports people do, and luckily I never started cycling for the hype and the wins. I mean, winning is really, it's amazing feeling,
it's but adrenaline rush.
I started cycling just because I love feeling free, and it's just amazing feeling. So I think now, after my main cycling career, I still enjoy it because I started it for the right reasons. Yes, so I'll ride my wheelchair.
Yeah, it's for the enjoyment.
Well, a bicycle when I'm 80. Well. I love it. You can
still try and find that enjoyment. You're always going to be competitive. You're never going to lose that.
Well, I'll always win the race at the old home.
Exactly. And there's always going to be veterans, and there's always going to be things and stuff.
There we go.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, what the lifespan of a professional cycling career is at the top level. I don't know, but I mean, I would imagine it's probably more than running, probably higher than running.
You can get away with mountain biking, obviously, because it's such an endurance event. You can push it deep into your 40s, because it's not speed. Look, you lose most of your power, unfortunately, and sprinting was one of my stronger assets when I was younger. Yes. But now with the mountain biking, I use what I got. So if I'm
it's the head.
And mentally I'm tough. I can almost outwit my competition. If there's youngsters at the start line, I'm like, I'm playing with kids today.
You monster!
I nailed
it. Oh, that's classic, because that's exactly what it's like when you're older. You can totally outwit those kids.
Let Grandma show you today. I can still do strut my stuff. But I'm just
and you let them go. Let them go in the beginning,
it's not that bad. People are going to think, she's horrible.
No. You can be horrible if you try, please. But I get that. I totally get that, because
I do enjoy giving the youngsters a run for their money.
Yes, and they think, how does she do that, man?
Granny trains.
Oh, I love it. And we're getting. There's so much for the getting to know you quick questions here. Okay, what's your biggest splurge when you spend money?
Online shopping.
Ooh.
It's like Christmas when the guy from DHL, some of the Oaks actually know me by name. And they phone me. I think they got me on speed dial.
Yeah, they got it. So
my poor neighbor, whenever I'm not, because I'm in and out of her. Because of the piano tuning and my training, so I'm out most of the day. So my poor neighbor, I'm bribing him with yogurt, homemade yogurt and rusks and fudge.
Excellent. Are you making your yogurt?
I do, yes. I love baking and
So. There's Sean saying, such a passion is that it's so contagious. Passion for PE, pedaling and piano.
There we go.
Hopefully coffee's the next one. You're
For
right,
sure, Sean.
Wait for it,
We
Sean.
got a date.
Because this, I know I'm going on about Sean. Sorry, I'm going on about you a bit here, Sean, but that oak is so passionate about coffee. It's
man.
ridiculous. I think I would have gone mad. If I had to stay with Sean, I think I'd go mad. I'm sorry, Sean, but I'd probably go put
That
Dawn
bad,
in.
eh?
He is
Good.
always talking about coffee.
Yeah.
We had an
But
entire show.
What else is there to talk about?
Yeah, I know.
Really? Good coffee is a good topic
It
to
is.
discuss.
It is not. He's full of passion for that.
Yeah.
Fires
There we
fires
go.
happening there. Okay, so yeah, on online shopping. Eh?
Online shopping's a problem.
And I like the yogurt. Take one spoon, put it in,
I'm
put in
telling
the.
you, I've got an instant pot at home, and it's literally you can blindfold me to give
Keeps
me
it
a
at
challenge.
40 degrees or whatever it is. Eh?
Easiest thing ever. 5 minutes to make it, and it takes about 9
Put the
hours to
milk
make
in.
it. I've got my butter cloth, everything. Yeah.
And you got to take so you.
I'm
you
a
put it
domestic
out, butter
goddess
cloth.
in my spare
I
time.
like that.
Yeah.
My brother bought me a butter cloth. Hello, Lucky.
Oh, Christine, she's all the way from Dubai.
Dubai?
Hello, Christine.
Is lekker in
Cute
Dubai.
man.
Is lekker in Dubai ook.
she also rides motorbike.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Watch out those knees. There we go.
Great foot though.
So like squash. See a fit eager youngster on the court and move him a corner lob drop left and like, you evil man, Brett van Staden. Ark Staples, yes, you're right.
There you go.
Alan Stapleton is with Spa.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes, and he's also one of those squash players that makes youngsters run around.
I tell you, it's good
Takes
fun.
them out.
Yeah, keeps it interesting.
You know?
Keeps them on their toes.
Oh,
You
my
just keep the
soul.
bar high.
Yeah, just keep it up there.
Yeah.
Evil.
You're providing a community service,
You're
keeping
right.
the bar high.
Keeping their egos down as well. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so the most spontaneous, or let's just say the most adventurous thing you've ever done.
Oh boy, do we really need to go into that? I've skinny dipping in our boarding school in the swimming pool.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
It's
Takes a
fun.
lot of lots
boarding
of
school.
guts.
Yeah,
Lots of guts.
boarding school you do stupid things. Yeah.
Unclip.
Yeah. It's like climbing the rugby poles naked. We've done some stupid stuff.
What?
But
Yes,
that's
sir. Unclip.
way back.
There was definitely it's quite an adventure there in Unclip. Let me tell you.
But we
It's
went
not
skinny.
anything that hangs in Unclip.
We went skinny dipping in the pool next to the boarding school.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and the hardest you've ever worked?
Oh, I can't answer that.
Have you worked
never
on?
worked a day in my life.
Oh, my word.
Oh.
Well, that's actually not a bad thing. you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you've made a career out of cycling.
Yeah.
That's something.
Oh, I mean, I made a career out of something I love, and
Yeah.
I don't see it as a job, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
some days it's hard when it's raining or the wind blows, and you have to get the training done.
Like for a young cyclist that's really doing well and really keen, you got a manager. You said you got a manager. When did you get your manager? Did you start to
he's
win?
always been around. Yeah, it's like he actually he's the guy that got me the bike, and
Yes.
he's still my cycling manager. So he's been around forever. Yeah.
So it's
He's
almost
also
like a
like
partnership too. What's his name?
Alex Cooper. Yeah,
Alex Cooper.
He's a vice principal at Lorraine Primary School.
Oh, no ways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christine, that's not true. You train every day. That's serious
Not
commitment.
anymore, Christine. Not on the bike though. I tune every day.
Okay. Tuning now. She's tuning a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. She was, but yeah, I mean, that and training every single day.
Yeah.
You didn't skip days. So.
Yeah, it's just at the moment, going for the knee op tomorrow. I
gotcha.
just, the last 2 weeks, I've kind of like slowed down, and I've kind of like crunched in things because I obviously will be a bit immobile for a bit.
Yeah.
I've slowed down. But yeah, other than that, I train 5 to 6 days a week. But I like now that I'm older, I train clever, not hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it does make a difference.
Okay.
It's nice because you almost don't have to put in the amount of work, like the volume, but if you train smart, and like obviously your recovery is not there, so you gotta be realistic about
It's not
your
as
body.
good as it used to be.
No, not at all. You think you're a rock star, and then you get into bed at 9 o'clock, and you're like, phew, I'm over this day.
Yeah, finished.
Yeah, I'm finished.
I think you'd help me here because I'm like, when I run, then I run too fast.
I
all the
know.
time.
It's just like I run like once a month, and then you like do like a 8K in 40 minutes, and then the next day you can't walk, and then you're like, oh, what did I do yesterday?
Why did I do that?
And then 2 days later you do the same thing.
Pace yourself.
There's no pacing. It's like,
well, once you go and then you go up the hill here and you think, oh, my time's quite good on my Garmin.
Yeah. And you check. You're so competitive.
You
like
time.
Race yourself there.
Yeah.
I know, right?
So okay, I get it. I totally get that.
Yes.
All right.
But you obviously run.
I love running.
You built like a gazelle.
Yeah, I go. And I surprised myself. Like I started running late. I started in my late 40s.
Yeah.
I started running and I realized I was running quick. I was going.
Yeah.
So and then I was, it's lekker. And I haven't got the injuries because I didn't run in my early life, really.
Yeah.
You know?
And also when you start off sensible and you build yourself into it, you obviously got to get your body used to the pounding, because running is quite hard on your body, especially if you run hard. Anyone can take a stroll, but if you start running and pushing yourself, for me it feels fast, but
it's anaerobic all the time.
But it's you're prone to injuries.
One thing from a pro that I need to find out is your breathing. Do you time your breathing? Do you like make your rhythms with your breathing or not? Or do you just breathe enough to get oxygen?
I don't know, my lungs are very big.
Okay.
So I normally breathe really slow. I don't know if I'm a freak, but I breathe like half the time everyone else breathes. It's
just
weird.
Fitness. You're probably just super fit.
No, I don't know, but what I do, and it sounds really stupid, if I'm suffering up a hill, I count to 10.
Count to 10?
Yes.
You don't think of a song, because I think of a song.
I count to 10.
Like 1.
And when it's a 10, 2, and then I'm like not at the top of the hill, I start counting to 10 again, and I'm like, okay. This should end anytime soon.
Oh, so you're like checking, it's going to be 10. It's only 10 to go.
I tell myself it's only going to be 10.
You've got like mind tricks like that.
I do.
That helps.
It sounds so stupid, but it works.
Okay, and look at the hill. My head's above the hill already.
Yeah,
like
yes.
That,
Yeah.
My head's above. I don't
10
even
is,
think.
10 is on top of the hill.
It's on top of the hill. 10's on top of the hill. 1.
Yeah, if you're not, you just count slower.
It's amazing what you can do to your own.
I tell
you can fool yourself.
60%, yeah.
My soul. Okay, so, all right, the most physically painful thing you've ever had to experience?
I've crashed quite hard.
Oh, you crashed a few times.
I crashed in France and I broke my collarbone.
Eish.
I don't know how long I was out for, but
you're unconscious.
Yeah. But I remember I was waking up on the road and
Still on the road.
Yeah, but and also I don't remember much of the thing. I think I bumped my head really hard as well.
Okay.
But when I had to fly back to South Africa 2 days later, which is like also a really stupid thing with blood clots and stuff. So and I ended up in a French hospital, and it's like everything gets lost in translation, so it's quite hard. Yeah. But I remember like traveling back, I was just so unbelievably sore. Yeah. And that they gave me a sleeping tablet at the hospital, and thank goodness I got bumped up to business class to fly back. But I was just so, because I didn't have painkillers, because they couldn't give me painkillers because drug-free sports they rock up at your house anytime, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my soul, you can't get any painkillers.
You can't just take anything, which I'm like really. I'm like always checking my medication, and I'm really really good with it. I just got sleeping tablets just to be safe, and I remember I got off that plane, but I think I must have been smelling so bad from all the adrenaline from being so sore. My whole body was like black from like internal bleeding from something. I broke a rib as well, but it was just so incredibly sore. And then the other time was I broke my wrist. Unlicensed driver knocked me over. Oh. And then I went I rode the cycle tour with my broken wrist. Oh. Stupid moments. Is that actually a question?
Yeah.
So I thought, it's broken anyway, so I'm going for an op tomorrow, so let's just.
Did you win?
I didn't. They wrote me off on the downhill because I couldn't change gears. Because when you break your scaphoid, you lose all your ability to grip anything.
Oh, wow.
So it was a bit of a chance I took, but I couldn't even change gears. So I had to like almost cross over the whole time to change gears.
And when you cross over, that's another step to
it's
wipe
like
out.
it's like a bit of it's like a cohort of an unlicensed chopper pilot.
We used to do that at school. We used to go swap over here and you wipe out immediately. You wipe out. The most nervous that you've ever been.
All the time.
Oh really? Yeah.
Even if it's I must say I've perfected it.
Especially for a race, big race.
For racing, I mean like that's why I've had a couple of like really I'm like silently crapping myself and I'm like, okay, I've got to do this now.
What's your biggest race that you've done that you've been most worried about?
I normally stress about Cape Town Cycle Tour because it's such a big race and so much can go wrong. All the dots have to connect on the day to have a good day. So there's so much that can go wrong. Yeah. And then when things go wrong, they go horribly wrong. I've fallen there and I've broken my bike literally in half. I've fallen at the finish line. Was a huge pile up one year and I broke a bone in my hand. Got like chain marks in my thigh.
Really?
Memories,
Chain marks.
Yeah. So, but normally when it's racing, I think the level of nerves. I don't really get nervous anymore, but I can remember there's been, when it's like a silent buzz, but you've got like complete poker face.
Surely the Olympics must have been a big one.
It is nerve-wracking because like the whole world's eyes, like it's a country that you're representing, it's not yourself. And you want to make your people proud. And it's like, for me, riding for South Africa, every single time that I've raced and I put on South African colours, it was special and even if it's on TV or not, it's just, you do it for South Africa. It's not for yourself. It's bigger than yourself.
Yeah, it is. It's
got to find something special.
Always there's something else. So you push yourself more with those ones.
Yes, next level. You find something you don't have.
Good. I love that. I just think the nerves. How did you do in that Olympics? Did you?
I finished. It was because I was by myself. It's so hard when you race by yourself. That's why with Ashley Moorman-Passio racing overseas. With her and Carla Oberholzer now at the Olympics, there's only two of them, and when you race against bigger countries like Europe, like in the Netherlands, where they breathe cycling, like we breathe rugby.
How many bicycles are there in Amsterdam?
It's ridiculous. Even the tunnies that go to the supermarkets got some sort of fitness. It's just next level. So if you outnumbered in those big races, the level is just so high, it's just you can't comprehend it, and the speed at which those goals go, I mean it's just ridiculous.
Holy moly.
It's I mean when I was by myself and I finished the race, but I just finished the race. I didn't get a result obviously. Noticeable result.
But your time at times wise, I mean when were you riding at your peak, like was that like really recently?
My last cycle tour that I won, I think in 2013, was kind of where things peaked out for me. And then in 2019, just before COVID hit, in November, I did the 94.7 Cycle Challenge, which is the second biggest timed event in the world, and I got second there. So,
jeez.
I mean, I'm
so you go.
I'm old, but I surprised myself. Which,
old my ass, by the way.
No,
I'm old.
In relation to,
Yes.
I'm young in the old age home, but I'm old in cycling. So, but it was for me. I surprised myself, and it was one of my best results ever, and I came second.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Such a lovely feeling.
Just to know you can still do it.
I
can still bloody well do it, man.
I'm still relevant.
There we go. We're still here. We're in still.
It's
no,
a good
well
feeling.
done. That's fantastic. I like to hear that because I'm getting on as well. Most humble lady I ever met. Just love teaching the art.
Thank you, Rion.
There's Rion. There we go.
That's my piano teacher.
I see that.
He is the only else of piano tuning.
The Big Easy. There we go. All right. You can. If you could only eat one thing forever, what would it be?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
No doubt.
You can only eat
I
that.
can have a slurp every single day of my
Oh,
life. I
my
love it
soul.
that much.
You better keep your training up because I tell you what, it's
I
gonna
have such a sweet tooth. I mean,
catch
like,
up with you.
Yeah, and I mean, like, phew, the amount of sweets I eat, it's actually, it's disgusting. I don't want to even mention it.
Okay, no, other sweets that you like? There's malt chocolate balls. Any of those little ones?
Anything with chocolate, but milk chocolate, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoy. I like a good mousse cake.
Ah, like that too. Top deck, says Jessica Meyer.
Oh, damn it, got me. That's my favorite. Yeah, top deck,
Top
it's
Deck's
my
good.
absolute favorite. I got them like
Do
stacked
you,
up.
do you have a way of eating that? You
Yeah,
bite
yeah,
it-
I bite the white off
white
and then
off first
I
and
chew
then-
it. And then,
and then you
the
let-
white's on the one side and the
Oh,
brown on the
you
other
mix it
side.
up.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, and it's like this flavor explosion in my mouth.
All right. I think it's time for the quick questions now. I think we're going to
Okay.
do the quick questions.
One straight answer.
Yeah, no, it's fun. We'll go. Chop. Five. There we go. All right, the silliest nickname you've ever been given?
My sister calls me Lulu.
Lulu. Oh, I think I saw that. Did she put it up there? I can't remember.
Well, they call, okay.
Two slabs at a time.
We're on the next sheet of questions already.
Come on,
Jessica.
Jessica Meyer, bring up the dirt
Oh,
on Anriette, please.
So, yeah, my sister calls, well, my parents used to call me, my nickname's Lucky. So
Oh, Lucky.
anyone that's like really close, my family calls me Lucky.
Lucky.
My dad wanted a boy, and there was this
Lucky.
program, you know, these stories that they had on radio.
Yeah.
And there was a dude, Lucas van der Juffer, on one of the, you know, Radio Sonder Grense.
Ja,
and he
nee.
used to, it was Radio South Africa.
Yeah, and
These stories that
Springbok Radio, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there was,
So I
I
couldn't-
can't remember.
I couldn't pronounce it, and
Springbok Radio.
yeah, so I somehow Lucky stuck.
Lucky. Oh, so you pronounce, like, you see when the little kids, when they got little words, you always remember those things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a cousin that used to invent all sorts of words.
Yeah.
Haas for water and also, it was like
Yeah,
weird.
but people mispronounce my name so much anyway. So
Oh, yeah, and it's always Anriette.
Adrina, Anriette.
Because they see the D in there. They see. Liffie Schultz says,
Oh,
says
Bokkie.
Bokkie. Bokkie, jy's die beste. Onthou.
Oh, liefie, so nice of jou te hoor.
Die eerste keer blond gekleed.
Yeah, no, it went pear shaped. It was like
Oh,
this
is it?
short.
Oh,
And
yes,
yeah,
like,
it
so
was.
Annie Lennox moves.
Yeah, but it's like one of my crazy moments.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can get
No,
the
oh shoot.
Sweet dreams. Practice it. Ja, ek moet 'n bietjie leer, hoorie.
It's praat
Ek
Afrikaans.
kom 'n bietjie praat. Maar ek leer my Afrikaans as ek 'n karakter doen in Afrikaans as ek comedy doen, jy weet.
Ja,
Dan gooi
you
ek 'n
got
bietjie
it.
Afrikaans,
Okay.
maar ek's eintlik 'n rooi nek.
I figured.
Oh, say. Okay, one phrase that you use too much.
This can't end well.
Oh, this can't end well.
I say that often.
Oh, really?
So I've got a lot of bad ideas.
That tells a lot. That's very
Fantastic bad
telling.
ideas.
Yes, it's very telling about your lifestyle.
Yeah.
What's your spirit animal?
Oof, I think it must be a raccoon or a squirrel. Maybe a hummingbird. I've got a because I've got a short attention span. I'm all over the place. So yeah, it's between, and I eat like I'm the size of a hamster.
Okay, hamster.
Yeah, and I love eating.
Go.
Yeah.
But there's lots of training. That's why you look the way you do. There's flipping training all the time. Your favorite piece of clothing to wear?
Ooh, my pajamas.
Jammies. Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, tracksuit pants. I love tracksuit pants.
Tracksuit pants.
I've got a
Ooh,
gazillion
yeah.
pairs of tracksuit pants.
That's always a tracksuit pants and a skaaf. Kom, belegger, kinders! Kom binnen!
I'll skip the scape.
Okay, skip the skaaf. Also, can you describe your style in one word? What kind of style?
Comfortable.
Yeah.
I dress for comfort.
I get that.
Yeah, and I like to be warm.
Yeah,
I've got
okay.
enough clothes to not be cold.
Okay, yeah. So one of the other questions was, what's the coldest you've ever been? Are you cold all the
I
time?
raced the World Cup in Belgium and it started snowing.
Oy!
And I didn't have enough clothing on.
Oh, yeah.
And I climbed in the bus because I had hypothermia.
Really?
Yeah.
That bad?
Oof, it was cold there.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
no
it.
racing, like European racing, I mean, you get like those booties that you put over your cycling shoes. In Europe, you get ones with merino wool on the inside.
Wow, okay.
That's
So
like next level.
over your cycling shoes as
Yeah.
well.
No, it gets proper cold.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing that you're the absolute worst at.
My handwriting's quite bad, I think.
Slordig. Anriette Schoeman.
Yeah.
4 uit 10.
Yeah, no, sometimes I write so badly I can't even read my own handwriting. Yeah.
I'm the same. So
No,
it's common. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool. It happens. It happens. What movie always makes you cry?
Oof, lots of them.
Oh, really? You cry easily in a
What's
movie.
the most recent movie I cried to? Sure. Yeah, so a lot of movies like
I can't think of
it like
specific
pulls a
ones.
heartstring and then I like
Yeah.
oh, I've got something in my eye kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So always try to hide it, Yeah.
So when you're watching Netflix alone at home.
yeah, like it's
Oh, look at. Oh, okay, what is the first album that you ever bought? Like
UB40,
Oh, which one?
a CD of UB40.
Is it was your greatest hits one?
Red wine. I
Red,
can't remember the name.
red
Yeah.
wine.
It was
Cheerio,
just.
cheerio,
Yeah, that
baby.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I love it.
Loved UB40.
And
Yeah.
there's a rat in my kitchen. What am I gonna do?
Yes,
There's
that
a
one.
rat. Yeah, I love that stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
So music was still like wholesome.
Timeless as well.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
yeah.
That very nice. But that's kind of an 80s throwback a bit, eh?
I love 80s music.
Yeah.
It's my thing, Sure.
I like it too.
Anything
I'm an 80s boy though. But you're not an 80s girl. You're a 90s girl. But
80s. Sort of semi-80s, like bordering, but
it?
I'm an old soul. So
when were you born?
77.
77.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'll get you there. You're late 80s.
Yeah,
you were
But I grew
cracking it.
up with that music background,
Yeah.
so it's kind of music that was
There was
listened to. My
electronic
sisters
stuff.
exposed me to OND and Depeche Mode
There we
and
go. You see.
Alphaville and
OMD and Alphaville. That was all around
Pet Shop
that time.
Boys. Oh man, I love the
Yes.
music.
Yeah. Pet Shop Boys.
Kill it in my
Let's
car.
make lots of money. I love it. I love it. Okay, so a song that you can listen on repeat at the moment.
Anything ABBA.
ABBA.
Oh,
Yeah, ABBA fan.
Like biggest ever ABBA fan.
You know, a lot of people are embarrassed about that, but you're okay with that. You're
honestly,
owning it.
No, they invented music. Between them and Freddie, I can't decide who's first, but I think
Okay.
they come up close
Freddie
first.
Mercury and ABBA. That's
They
a good...
invented music. I must say,
Yeah.
if you listen to their music out of a harmony perspective,
Yeah.
it just you just can't. It's
Amazing.
like you can't make up that stuff.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, and they would reflect on the Beatles and that stuff as well, and
Yeah.
that whole folk era too, the harmonies and that stuff there.
They
But,
make the Beatles song average. I'm sorry.
Ah!
They do.
Oh, now you're in trouble. Oh boy.
Okay, bye.
Now,
I'm
you,
leaving.
now you're gonna.
I'm sorry, but I'm
Now
the
you gotta
biggest.
get
I'm
it.
probably, if I could be a gate guard at Agneta's, palace somewhere
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Sweden, I would do that. 'Cause she's,
Okay.
apparently she's this hermit outside of. She
Oh,
doesn't
really,
want to see people.
Agneta Fieldstool.
Which one is the blonde hair? Yeah, that.
Yeah,
Agneta.
no, Agneta
No, Agneta's the
was
brunette.
Frida was the
Frida's,
other one.
Frida and
Frida was
Agneta. Yeah, and Bjorn
Yeah.
and.
Yes, and Benny.
Benny, yeah.
Agneta's the blonde. Yeah, the
Yeah,
blonde.
no, she lives in a big holding
really? Yeah.
outside of Sweden, and she's like literally hiding away from the world.
Yeah, she is. She does.
Yeah. But I
She's
think
the-
she's over
The
people.
girl with the golden hair.
That one.
That's the one.
I wonder if she sings in the shower.
I prefer Frida. Frida was the one with the, I know there's something going on. I love that
Yeah,
stuff.
she's always the she-wop girl, shame.
Yeah, no, but she was she got into some rock stuff as well. It was quite lekker.
It's amazing when they broke up, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, it
they
wasn't,
had
no.
magic when they went. The
Yeah,
chemistry
they
they had as a band. Was
Benny
just,
and Bjorn controlled that
Yeah,
whole thing and
yeah.
got it. But then they they slept with each other
Oof,
and it was
always
a whole
gets complicated.
move.
Yeah, no.
Nee.
Just
It was like Hunklip High School.
the chemistry
Oh,
just
the-
changed direction and it's like, nope.
It was all like a Hunklip High School in four
reunion.
people. Yeah.
It's like all four of us.
I say, oh, no, where's your happy place?
Oof, I love being outside in nature. Anywhere where I'm close to nature is really good, and any place I can spend with my dog. Any place there's a dogs allowed. If there's dogs allowed, I'll be my happy place.
Philippus, my wife, is going to be very happy with you because
Yeah.
dogs. She loves her dogs as well. And Greg also likes
Oh,
ABBA.
sweet Greg,
nice,
you
Greg.
got good taste.
Greg
I'll
also-
share some of my albums with you.
There we go.
I've got every single one.
Oh,
Volume 1, Volume 2, all of them.
What's it? Super Trooper. Oh,
Yeah, there we
my
go.
word. No, I played the ABBA show, and I got to say, I
Ooh,
loved
that's-
that ABBA music as well. I did.
Honestly, the harmony is just, oh.
Yeah, no. We had a
still
full
get
band, eh?
goosebumps.
We had a full. Maybe you must come join us next time we do the ABBA show. Come play some piano with us. Phone me, baby. I enjoyed playing that.
It's
I
good.
did. Okay, if you had to shoot a love scene with a female actress, not from a hung clip, who would that be?
Okay, I haven't given that thought.
Haven't you given that
No,
any thought? You haven't
no.
given any thought?
I think it would
We
be
asked the
someone
guys that
like.
one.
Okay, wait. You gotta give me some time. Is this like
Okay.
a 30-second
No,
thing?
no, it's 10 seconds.
I'll get back to you on that one.
Oh, isn't this the rapid fire section, Gino? No, it can't be rapid fire when we ask questions like
It's
that.
like, yeah, you gotta give me a day or so.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go Google who's up there.
Like a love scene with a. Okay, we'll make it easy. A love scene with a female or a male actor.
Ooh, I like Brad Pitt. I must
Brad
say,
Pitt.
yeah, and Tom Hardy. I think he's really
Tom
handsome.
Hardy. Ah, you
Yeah.
like it. Okay, so you'd be in there with that. I don't know what Tom Hardy's in. What is he?
I don't
what
care
movie?
as long as he into me.
Okay, all right, we'll give it to you. I'll have to go look him up. I can't remember.
Okay, check. Like
Okay,
next one.
check that one out. What was your first job?
Sure. I was Chico the Clown at the Spur.
At the Spur. Which Spur? Not-
The Golden Cloud Spur in 6th Avenue, Walmer.
6th Avenue.
Yeah,
Okay, it wasn't one of
nice.
Keith Furry's
Yeah.
Spurs. I don't know.
I was Chico.
Chico the Clown.
I was
I
the
like
size.
that. Have you been got into acting?
Makeup.
No acting since then.
Well, at least you can hide your face with makeup.
yeah, I do.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
Because I that's what I do. Is
I
acting.
mean, I'm so small, the kids can bully me. Damn clown.
Damn you, clown!
Yeah.
Shame that. Have you got any quirks?
No, not really, eh?
No quirks.
No.
Not a quirk person.
No,
Okay,
not
that's
really.
right. And your pet peeve?
Ooh, I hate it when people move my stuff. I'm a little bit OCD like that. Like I'll be at home and I put my car keys down somewhere, and if someone like moves it to the next car and I split second I can't find it, I'm like, where's my stuff? You know? Yeah, and then I like look for my stuff, and then I actually realize, but sure, I actually put it there.
Oh, there we go.
And then I
you
go all
see.
quiet.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
quiet. Self-reflection.
I know, it's like that
Yes.
moment, but you go all
okay.
quiet.
You could step back and you think,
Yeah.
oh, what monster was that? that came out. No,
Yeah,
do you
like
get road
that.
rage?
No, not too much. I must
Okay,
say, I'm
not-
quite, like, I mean, I know we live in the Wild West and there's taxis and stuff, but the way I look at it, I mean, it's also a hardworking man that's sitting behind a steering wheel, transporting people.
Yeah, the taxis.
And you know, when someone's got an old car with like oil coming out the back, maybe that's the best you can own. So
You know,
like,
that's the
you got
thing.
to kind of like just take a step back, and
No, I get
sometimes look, there are some people that deserve a middle finger, but
Yes.
I don't use it that often.
No,
so-
especially after the looting, you know, that we smile and wave at the taxis now. Oh, is that Tom Harding?
Oh, there we
Is that
go.
the guy? Is that him?
Huh? Isn't he gorgeous?
Oh, look at that, Mad Max. Oh, he was in Mad Max. No,
I
I,
know,
like him,
right?
man. That's okay.
Yeah.
Inception. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's
Well,
good
you
looking.
know, there we go.
Oh,
Maybe
nice
you can
boy.
write to him.
Oh, dear
You can
Tom.
Send
I
me
really
a test
like
tube.
you.
I need some children.
Yes. Please send me some samples.
Samples. Apparently, there's an ABBA music trivia coming up at one of the locals. My girls who are 90 and 02 babies will kill it. So they're saying his girls would kill it.
Okay.
Yeah, ABBA said it is. They're all into ABBA these days, you know.
No, who isn't?
All right, so next up we've got a final bunch of questions, but these are like really rapid fire.
Okay.
The either ors and the would you rathers. All right, okay. Antique or brand new?
Brand new.
You like brand new?
I do.
I was thinking pianos, you know, I like
Well, yeah.
antiques as well. But you prefer like give me an iPad or...
Dude, if you see a new Yamaha's like shiny and the sound
I
is
get
just,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Old pianos, you got to get the best out of them.
Yeah,
so,
it's got to work with them a bit.
Yeah. Playing, I would say new piano.
Okay, touch or taste?
Touch.
Touch.
Yes.
No, well, not with chocolates though.
Well,
Okay.
chocolate comes a close second.
Can feel chocolates.
Damn it, don't confuse me now.
Okay, alone or in a crowd?
Alone.
Prefer the
Yeah.
eyeliner. Okay,
Yeah.
I like that. Painfully aware or blissfully ignorant?
Painfully aware.
You prefer
I'd rather know what's going on.
Well, you got to watch out because you're going to get depressed again.
Eyes in my back.
Forgiveness or vengeance?
Forgiveness. Always.
Oh, nice. I like
Yeah.
this. Oh, that's why I like
Yeah,
you.
you know,
see.
life's too short.
It is, it is, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, long nails or short nails?
Short now.
Blast Macy.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
but if you like if
Okay,
or like when you
plain.
type a writer and it's like tickety click,
Yeah, I don't
I
like
just
that.
want to shoot you with a gun.
Oh, that sounds like vengeance to me. All of a sudden, the violence comes.
Just momentarily. Yeah, I don't like when long nails make a noise, especially in a piano. I always, like, my teacher would always like look at my nails. That's why, like, one thing, they always look at your nails. I don't think they like that anymore.
No,
like,
no, I
they
don't
used to
think
be
so.
stricter, but you know. But yeah,
That's so
short
funny
nails is
when
a
you hear
thing
the
with it's also it's annoying when you play.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you got to feel the notes. Yeah, it's like a
I always
whole-
think, ooh, wonder what, she must be a very pretty lady if she's
you don't
got
play
like,
piano like that. You make it look creepy.
So, okay, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Oh, I
Can't
see
even
that. I knew
think
that.
it's not even a question.
I wanted to tell you though, your brak. Okay, you can send up over. It's called mutt mix, guys. It's called mutt mix. You see a swab
Yeah.
and you send it overseas. It's like
Okay.
600 rand or something,
Yeah.
and
I've heard about it.
they give you exactly what your dog's made up of.
I don't care. He's made of a whole lot of blood. So only got eyes for his mom. Yeah, I don't care what he is. He's cute.
Okay, save or spend?
Spend.
Woo,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a saver.
Not a saver.
Yeah.
Forest or beach?
Beach.
I like beach. Surfing.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Although it's hard. That's a hard
Yeah.
question.
No, it is.
That's higher grade. I'm sorry, but it is.
Okay, last one. Would you rather? Let's have a look at them. These can be quite tough. These ones. I'll tell you what. Would you be wealthy doing something you hate, or poor being something that you love for the rest
Actually
of
good doing something I love.
You're okay.
Yeah.
You don't care
no,
about the money.
No, not so much.
No.
I've grown up really poor, so it's really not that bad to
It's
be
not
poor.
right. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's cool. It's
Well,
not cool that
You've
it's...
come out very well, let me tell you. Let me say. All right. Would you have a month without your car or a month without the internet?
Oof, I can easily get rid of the internet.
Internet.
I love
Car.
my car, yes, I do.
I like driving in my car.
And my music,
And
and
it's
my
Vaughan,
car.
it's Vaughan Robertson, eh? That's
Yes.
Vaughan. Is Vaughan. A shout out
Reynolds,
to Vaughan
PE,
Robertson.
Siemens Reynolds.
Siemens
There we
Renault.
go.
They're looking after her.
Yeah.
I've got Eastern Cape Motors. They've been very good to me. Let me tell you,
Okay.
they're wonderful.
They also
But
sell some really good bling.
they do. And it's the Ford. It's always the Ford
Oh,
stuff.
Ford
you know.
Rangers.
Yes, the Rangers. I get a
Yeah,
bucky.
yeah.
I've got a little figure at the moment. But what do you got for your little Renault?
I've got a Duster.
A Duster.
Full
Okay.
house, GPS screens,
Nice.
the cameras, everything.
Vaughan's looking
I
after
don't
you. eh?
even have to turn my head when I drive.
Oh, lovely. I ride in the Tesla the other day.
Man,
It was amazing.
Yeah.
That you don't even have to do anything. You can actually let go of the steering wheel. just
what's the
about.
fun in driving if you don't do anything? I still prefer manual gears.
All right.
I'm that old school.
A couple of these are would you rather's.
Okay.
Would you rather save your mom from a burning building or 10 babies?
I'd say my mom.
You with your mom.
Yeah.
But that's because she just passed away quite
Well,
recently.
it's quite
And
emotional.
so it's quite an emotional
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. So the 10 babies can just burn, eh?
Surely their mother should save them. I'm hoping they're around.
If you saved her, then she could have saved the babies.
Yeah.
There we okay. I like your thinking.
Yeah. There's two of us that can save the babies.
There it goes. Save your pet. Would you rather save your pet or a random stranger from a river?
Really?
Oh,
It's like
it's a
one of
random
the
stranger.
That's the hardest question someone's ever asked me.
I know. We don't bugger around here.
Max would have wanted me to say the stranger, put it that way.
Max
Max
the
is
dog.
my dog. Yes.
And you would have saved, and then you would have maybe gone in after and see if
I
there's
would
still
be
Max.
distraught after. My
Max.
heart would be broken. Oh no, you
Wat
must
is jou hondjie se naam?
Max.
Max. Hy's
Maximus, and his name's Max for short.
Oh, sorry.
Maximus the Merciful.
Is liefde tot die max.
Damn, that dog's got a lot of love in him.
All right, final question. Would you rather defend a guilty person or prosecute an innocent person?
I would defend a guilty person because
Maybe.
depends what he's done. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
So I would first really find out what the circumstances was.
Okay, it's really, but he's
Let's get into the
he's
technical jargon.
definitely guilty.
Objection. Sustained.
Anriette. All right, we got one more last question. Please, golden gold in cycling, loved and
thank you,
respected.
Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole. And just what a fantastic interview. I've absolutely loved this.
Oh, thank you, man.
I think I do. There's always one more question we ask them. Your proudest moment and your most embarrassing moment.
My proudest moment, I think, must have been when I won Cycle Tour for the 7th time.
Wow.
I had all the odds against me.
Yeah.
I was really down and out. I lost sponsors, and at that point in time,
Damn them!
I had Mesa coming on board. It was in 2013. They came on board and they gave me a ride and I pulled a magical rabbit out of a hat. Considering circumstances and I can remember it was like a big relief. And then I also realized that I'm the only person that's ever done it in the history of cycling. Like I've won the Cycle Tour 7 times. So
it's incredible.
it is like Fun Riders World Champs.
So many things similar to old Armstrong. Lance Armstrong.
Yeah,
There's
without the needles. I don't do that stuff.
seven times. What is it? Seven times for Tour de France, and number 7 times for you, and no blood transfusions for you though.
No, thanks.
No,
like I said, if you have to do drugs to ride bike in South Africa, you should do something else.
Just do another thing.
No.
Oh man, and so that that was your proudest moment, and your most embarrassing or your worst moment when something's gone wrong completely.
Ooh, that happens often, so
Is it? Okay.
you have to narrow it down. But
those big crashes, I suppose, are quite hectic.
I've never lost like clothing. Like sometimes in the Tour de France, those oaks rip their shorts, and it's just
and
see
then,
body parts all over the place.
It's
and I'm like,
handclip.
dude, cover it up.
How come
Shame, but
handclip?
it's just it's flesh. So
Yes.
yeah, but I can't really pinpoint a most embarrassing moment.
Okay, saying when something's gone wrong.
Ooh, crashing, I suppose.
Yeah,
like when I
that's
crashed in France, it was quite bad. That wasn't planned.
You
And
wake up in hospital. That's,
it was like
that's
this
bad.
big race, and I was doing well, and I was in the placings, and next moment I rode into
Could
the
you see
side
the
of
winners? Could you see them out there?
rode into the side of a mountain. Yeah. It was
You
like
rode
right
into
up
the
there.
side of a mountain.
Yeah, just like we were going down a pass, and then
Aye.
the one cyclist's wheel just floated, and there was just no space left, and I was like,
Because
this is gonna hurt.
Those are
That's
things.
my last thought.
What do they call it when you're in a clump like that? What's that? It's like a
peloton.
peloton. Is that the
Yeah.
peloton? Eh?
Yeah.
And then you got to watch out. Like you got to know what you're doing when you're riding those things.
Yeah, it's like you always look a little bit ahead, so your focus is but you look there.
Okay. Your peripheral's got to be there.
Yeah. It's like
And you got to just watch that front
Don't
wheel.
look
that
here
wheel in
because
front of you.
you tend to ride where you look. So if
Yeah.
if you look at the wheel in front of you, you tend to ride into it. It's like with mountain
nice.
biking. If you're on a single track,
Yeah.
don't look at the rock. You don't want to hit because you are going to hit
Oh,
it.
really?
You ride where it's like literally you ride where you look.
Okay, so good advice for you guys out there. If you're riding, don't look where you don't want to be. Look where you want to be.
Always look like 10 meters ahead, 10, 15 meters ahead.
Really,
Obviously, depending on your speed, but you got to be aware of what's coming.
Well,
look at what's coming.
Okay.
Don't look at the present. You can see into the future when you mountain bike. It's brilliant.
Well,
It saves lives.
It does, I'm
And
sure.
collarbones.
Well, it's good. It's good. A good thing to for your life as well is to look that little bit ahead, and you're doing it so well at the moment. I can see.
Loving it.
I can see that you're focused. You're ready for that move away from cycling as well.
Yeah,
eventually.
I'll
You'll
never stop cycling.
yeah.
I mean, I'm still involved. Like I've been so incredibly blessed. I've been with my main sponsor, Africa Silks, since 2005.
What do they do? Africa Silks.
They do everything silk. They do. They've got a silk farm. They got a lodge on the farm.
The worms.
You cannot believe how magnificent those little creatures are. I love silkworms.
Are you scared of anything
No.
like those insects and stuff?
Not at all. No, I'm not scared of anything.
Yes, a blast, mate. You see that? I'm not scared of that.
I really am not scared of anything.
Beautiful, strong, authentic woman, and inspiration.
Thank you so much, Christine.
You totally are,
Thank you so
Anriette,
much.
and I've it's fantastic. I'm so glad I've had you on the
man.
show. Thank you so much for giving up your time.
No worries, and I'm so glad glad I came into the studio.
Yes, I'm glad you came here as well.
Yeah, it's like
it's been much better to
twisting
have
my
you.
rubber arms. Yeah.
And like I said, words to live by. Look
Yeah.
a little bit ahead and don't look where you don't want to be.
Yeah, and I mean, like I'll always ride my bike, and
Yeah.
I'm hopefully trying to convert you to cycling one day as well.
Okay, very good.
And I'll come run with you.
I want to have a little bit of a road bike session. I want
Man,
to
it's just it's incredible. The speed of road cycling is just what draws me so
Well,
much.
that's the thing, and the light.
You feel
bicycles.
like Superman when you're Superwoman when you road bike and you go fast.
I want to feel like Superwoman.
And in PE, you either feel like crap going headwind, or you feel like magic. You feel like the strongest
Yes.
person in the world.
with the wind.
Like you're ready for world champs when you go with a tailwind.
Yes, I love
like
it.
three pedal strokes and you're home.
Oh, beautiful.
1,
I
2,
love
3, home.
Anriette, thank you so much.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. Drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. And